At the age of 21, Ken Behring started Behring Motors and soon embellished his investment by offering financing as well as selling cars. He ultimately sold the business and launched the Behring Construction Company in Florida. This company became the largest developer in the state, went public in 1969, and was sold in 1972. After this success, Behring moved to the San Francisco area, where he developed the exclusive Black Hawk community. In 1988, he purchased the Seattle Seahawks, which he sold at a substantial profit 8 years later. More recently, Behring created the Wheelchair Foundation, delivering wheelchairs to poor disabled people on 5 continents. His most recent venture is developing systems to purify contaminated water for communities in developing nations.
I grew up in Wisconsin during the Depression years, and my parents lost their farm. Times were pretty tough. My mother would go out and do house cleaning, and my father probably worked 70 hours a week. And he had a club foot when he was born, and they tried to operate on it, and they blotched it. But he still worked out in the cold, and in that part of Wisconsin, get 20 below, and he'd have to hobble home for lunch because he couldn't afford anything else. In our house, we had no hot water, and our heat was just a little pot stove. I learned to sleep when it was 20 below with this covers. We had no money, so I did everything from mowing lawns to golf course caddy. I'd go out before school to cheese factories and help bring milk in. The University of Wisconsin was only 50 miles away. Got a partial scholarship, and I purchased a little house trailer for $25 and parked it behind a service station, hooked into their electric and toilet, and come back weekends and work to pay for the food for the next week. I came back to our little town and decided to start in the used car. Well, I rented this a small lot, and I purchased a used chicken coop, brought that in for the office. It took me, I think, 3 days to clean the inside out so you could stand to be inside of it. Then I painted it red and white. We'd take anything in trade, milking machines, horses, motorcycles. About every 10 years, I changed directions. I like to come up with new ideas out of the box. My 10 years is starting to run up, so I'm looking for something else. And I found that the one thing the world needs is water. We've started developing systems that we can take to all these countries and purify the water at a very low cost.
I think being an American, it gives you freedom right from the start. Be aware that opportunity is all around us too, and take possession of the opportunities that are available.
If you can think about leaving this world a little bit better when you leave than when you came, I think that's truly what the American dream is.